So, given your work routine and the kind of work pressures that you have with your very specific nature of your job, how was the GMAT preparation, and what are some tips and strategies? Again, also from in hindsight, there are a lot of myths about this is the importance of GMAT. I have a high GMAT. I don't have a high GMAT. What are your views on that?
So yes, GMAT score is, I think, necessary. It's good, but what I have, like whatever I have researched and whatever the people have actually gotten into, I was talking to them. So good GMAT is required, I think, what from my point of view, but it is not mandatory. A good GMAT is like about 700, 690s above is you are in a decent zone. Like you are in that zone that you can compete now with people. Now it depends on how you put up your profile, the admissions committee. That is what I have learned about from this journey. And from the preparation point of view, so I decided to go for an MBA last December. And there was, and I did not want to put in 25,000 directly and book a slot and do anything like that. So what I did is I downloaded previous OGs, official guidebooks, and I solved it in like a week. And I am pretty good with mathematics, so that was not an issue. Quant was okay, and with English I struggled a bit for about 15 days. And it was not like I have to read for 4 hours or 5 hours daily. Just before going to bed, I used to like get the book out and solve for 1.5 or 2 hours, and then I go to sleep. No pressures, nothing. And in about then in January, I booked a slot for March. So what happened is I was again called for a duty, and I had to move somewhere. And fortunately, I got network was there. So I took my first mock there only. I scored a 720 on the official mock. I was pretty happy with it, but then the greed kicks in, and you're like, if I can score 720 without any issues, I should go for a 750. Why not? And then I started preparing whatever time I had, 1 or 2 hours in between. And it was not a good preparation strategy, because whenever I got the time, I solved some questions. It was not like that I am sitting for 2 hours, this is the time slot. And that is where I lagged. And it my constant movement also like hampered the preparation in a way that I could not sometimes look at my mistakes that I committed, and I could not like rectify them in time, and I could not score much well on the second mock also. It was 710 on the second mock. And things started going down then, because I was again called for another tutor. I missed my GMAT test date, so I could not give it in March. And I lost my money also, because I called a few people, but it was like a last minute duty, so last minute assignment, so I could not get it. I booked another slot in June, and I took a leave of absence for 1 week from beforehand only. Like I applied for 2 months in advance that this 1 week I'll be off. Then I came to Delhi, prepared again for 1 week, just 1 week, 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours daily. And this time I made sure that I'm giving one mock daily, and it was all free mocks. But see, Kaplan has a free mock. GMAT Clubs has some free mocks. I just gave those free mocks, no money invested. And I did not rely on those numbers also. Sometimes I scored 670 also. I scored 730 also on one mock. But I was like, this is not good. Then on the last two mocks, I gave the official mocks again. And I scored 710 and 720. But I was like, now I'm not getting 750, and I'm not sure also that whether I'll be called for some other assignment or not. So I gave it a go, and I finally scored 710. So I was pretty decent, because my target was 700. Because I have some friends and some seniors who got in with 700 and 690. I was like, 700 is good enough. I got 710. I was like, okay. Now I'll talk to some people who, like people like you, who are actually like experts in that. And I talked to you, and you said 710 is good enough. If you can score a 770, then go for it. Otherwise, just relax, focus on your application. Then I was like, now let it go. We'll fight with 710 only. So my only advice to people is that have a strategy. Strategy as in you have to, like, if you are good at the numbers and good in quant, some people are good with maths, some are good with verbal. So focus on that aspect that you're not good with. And what helped me, I think, is that my score in verbal and quant was decent enough. It was not very like I'm quant 51, but verbal 30. It was not like that. So I was like liberally got good marks in both of them. So it was balanced in that aspect. And my IR was low. IR was 5, I think. And I called you and I said, my IR is 5. Should I give it again? You said they don't even check IRs. You relax. And that was one thing that I researched for about 1 week continuously a day. And it's like 1 hour daily. I was in the, does IR matter? Does IR matter?